I want to welcome you to sales training. Let me start by introducing myself. My name is Anne. I'm the call center training manager for Hotel Planner. So my job is to review your calls and review your numbers. That's how many calls you take versus how many reservations you book and the revenue that you generate per booking, and provide you with some coaching and feedback on ways to improve your sales. So here are 3 ways that you can reach out to me. You can call me with sales-related questions. This is my direct phone number. You can email me if you have some sales-related questions, or if you do want to set up coaching time with me after you have taken some calls, here is my calendar link to schedule coaching time with me directly. I will either call you at the scheduled time or send you out a Zoom invite. If you click on my calendar and you don't see a time slot that works for your schedule, just send me an email and request a different time, and I will do my best to accommodate it. So today we'll break down the sales process, we'll look at the platform and listen to a few calls from our top agent, and let's get started. So we'll start with the sales process. The sales process is broken down into the following parts. You have the greeting, your discovery, finding a solution, creating urgency, your closing statement, the recap, processing the credit card, and of course the end, which is your thank you. So when a call comes in, you'll click on the green check mark. This brings you to click here to book rooms. When you click on the link, a screen pops up where you can begin your search. There are several scenarios that will come up, and we'll go over each one of them. So this shows you that the guest was searching for the La Quinta Hotel in Macon, Georgia. Since the hotel populated for you, all you have to do is confirm the hotel with the guest. So the greeting is, "Thank you for calling reservations. I see you are booking the La Quinta in Macon, Georgia for check-in June 5th, check-out June 6th. Would you like 1 bed or 2? Once again, you are reservations, so you are not answering the phone. Thank you for calling the La Quinta. In this screen, you see that the destination, the city, and the state did not populate for you, so you don't know where the guest is booking. So your greeting is, "Thank you for calling reservations. What can I book for you today? What city and state are you booking? What is the check-in, check-out dates?" So if the guest was searching for a hotel in a specific city, it will just populate the city without a hotel. So your greeting is, "Thank you for calling reservations. I see you were checking Pawleys Island, South Carolina. What are your check-in dates? What are your check-out dates? Is there a hotel that you were looking at?" This slide shows you that the following events fall over your travel dates and may cause less hotel availability or the rates to increase. We will talk more about urgency later, but if this does populate for you and an event falls within the guest's travel dates, you can select an event and use that as your urgency statement. Luxury Hotel Guide is an example of an affiliate booking. You will use the same greeting for these callers. You will need to get the city, state, you will need to get their check-in, check-out dates. You may also get guests that are booking rooms for a wedding. So we do have affiliate partners with The Knot, Wedding Wire, David's Bridal, and others. Blocks of rooms for weddings are contracted through our group contracts. When there is no contract, the wedding coordinator will share a public link with their wedding guests. And if a guest is booking a room for a wedding, you will have 3 options. So option 1, you can check the current rates and availability for the wedding hotel. Option 2, you can provide the guest with other hotel property options within the city limits of the wedding. And option 3, you can refer the guest back to the wedding group coordinator for instructions to book under the wedding block if they are looking for a different rate. So the rates that you are offering may be different than the guest was expecting, and the reason is because the block of wedding rooms may have closed or expired, or were just unable to apply the code they were given by their wedding coordinator. So the greeting will change slightly depending on if the hotel populated or if the city and state populated, but the basic greeting is the same. "Thank you for calling reservations. This is Anne. What can I book for you today?" And notice that the greeting is direct. There is an urgency statement. So what the guest hears is that you are reservations, and they hear a directive that they will be booking with you today. Now this brings us to discovery. And discovery is simply asking relevant questions in bullet points to learn what the guest needs. So in blue I have highlighted, you'll see what city and state are you booking, how many guests are staying, what is your check-in, check-out date, will you be wanting 2 beds or 1? And those questions are necessary. They're necessary to find a solution for your guests. Every question that you ask in discovery has a purpose. So the goal of discovery is to find out information that will help you determine what the guest needs in order to book a reservation with you today. And you want to build rapport with each of your guests, but you also want to keep the conversation moving. So in green, I've highlighted some questions that will help you build quick rapport and also help you narrow down the hotel search. And the questions are, is there something that brings you to the city? And you'll name the city. Is there a certain property that you're looking to stay at? Is there some place that you would like to be near? Now, those questions build rapport. They narrow down your search. A pet owner will always tell you that they have a pet, so you don't have to ask that. They will let you know if they're looking for a pet-friendly hotel. And guests that are on a specific budget will also share that information with you. So you don't have to ask the question what their budget is at this point. And the reason that we don't ask what the budget is in a discovery question is because if you ask now before you've had a chance to find and offer them a hotel option, most guests will just say, find me the cheapest room that you have available. So if you do see that a guest was looking for a budget hotel, if that's what populates on your screen, then all you do is offer them a similar type of a hotel. So we talked about searching the hotel and the check-in dates when it's not populated. You'll do a quick search. You'll see on the left side I've circled pet friendly. If you need to filter out an amenity, you can check the amenities options on the left. At this point, there is not a search option available for jacuzzi rooms. However, you can still use the keyword jacuzzi to search the amenity at an individual hotel. So you can also check the amenities and features section of a specific hotel, but please note that if the room description does not specifically say that it has a jacuzzi, then it does not, even if that hotel does offer other rooms with jacuzzis. So once you see your search, the list of hotels will populate. You are not going to want to read them individually. So for instance, you would not say, I have the Quality Inn and Suites, I have the Baymont by Wyndham, I have the Garden City Inn, I have the Marriott, the Hilton. You will choose one option. You will choose the best option based on what the guest needs are, and then you'll click Continue to the room selection. So here you have your room availability. If you have not yet asked the discovery question, do you need 1 bed or 2, or how many adults, how many children will be in the room, then you would do so now. You can see the different types of rooms that are available. You have your standard room, you have your accessible room, you have your queen beds. So you'll choose the room based upon what the guest needs are. Sell first whenever possible, and also the free cancellation policy. So if, for instance, a guest asks you, when is the last day that I can cancel, you would let them know. For instance, if it was free cancellation before May 5th, then they must cancel by May 4th. So it's always the prior day, the previous day, that they have to cancel. I've also written the word or. So if you see the word or, it means we cannot guarantee that room type. So it could be a standard king or 2 double beds. So if you do hear a guest tell you that they need to have 2 double beds in the room, this is not the room that you would sell them. If a guest has no preference and tells you, you know what, I'm staying the night, it doesn't matter, I'll take any room, any type of bed, then you would be able to sell them this room. But you would tell them, we do have a standard king or 2 doubles. We can't guarantee the room type, but I can put in a request and the hotel will try to accommodate. So in the upper right-hand corner, you'll see the green tab. It shows all rates available. If a guest will not purchase at the price that you're offering, this will give you other secondary pricing options, and only use this when necessary if you're going to lose your sale. It definitely impacts revenue and profitability for the company, as well as it impacts you as an agent. It will lower your commission, and it will affect your revenue per call. You'll also see on the slide a quick recap of the room features. And the picture is very helpful because if a guest asks you a specific question, such as is there a desk in the room or is there a couch, you'll be able to see a snapshot of what the room looks like. You'll also have a cancellation policy that you can share with the guest and a brief list of amenities. Finding a solution. So you have to find the hotel that meets the guest's needs, find the right price, the amenities, the location, the dates, and provide them with the best option. So the key to giving the price is to state it in a matter-of-fact tone. Simply state the total price. That includes tax and fees to the guest. If they are staying a few days and they do ask you for a nightly breakdown, then you can give them the nightly rates. Otherwise, the total price is $130. That includes tax and fees. What is the last name for the reservation? So you notice that I went straight from the price right into the closing statement. And the closing statement I used was, what is the last name for the reservation? When I'm reviewing calls, a lot of agents I listen to will say the price on an upward inflection. And when your voice tends to trail up at the end of a sentence, it does wind up sounding like a question. So for example, if I said the total price is $150, it sounds like a question at the end of that. So you always want to be mindful of stating that the price in an even tone and then continue on to your closing statement. You don't want to pause or hesitate. You don't want to ask permission to keep on going, and you don't want to ask if it is too much money. After you give the price, this is when most guests will tell you if the price is too high for them, and you will hear that they will attempt to get off the phone. So if you hear a guest saying, okay, thank you, or I'll check around, or I appreciate your help, then you know that the price was too high for them. So you'll quickly tell them, let me check. I'll see if there's a more affordable option in your area. Let me see what I have available. What is the budget you want to stay in? And at that point, you will ask them what their budget range is or how much they're wanting to spend. And then you will go back through your search and you will find the guest another option, one more option, and you will start again. So I have the Marriott on 123 Main Street for check-in May 5th. The total is $99, and that's with tax and fees included. And what is the best email? To go ahead, I'll send out the reservation to you. So you'll notice the first time that I went into my closing statement, I said, what is the last name for the reservation? The second time I used the opposite closing statement, what is the best email to go ahead and send the confirmation to? So these are different types of closes that we use. We primarily use the assumptive close. What is the last name for the reservation? Or what is the best email to go ahead and send the confirmation to? An options close, if you have priced out 2 different hotels for a guest, you would use the option close. So we have your check-in dates available for both properties. Do you want to go ahead with the Holiday Inn or the Marriott? Now notice I didn't ask, do you want to go ahead with the reservation? I asked, would you prefer the Holiday Inn or the Marriott? And then they would choose. The suggestion close, in cases where you have good rapport, you've built some good rapport with your guest, and they're still not sure which of the hotels to choose, you would make a suggestion. So based on the area that you're looking to stay in and the price range you told me that you were interested in, I'd suggest the Holiday Inn is your best option. What is the last name? And I'll go ahead and get that reservation started. Urgency close. Most of the guests that do call in are looking for a room today or within a very short amount of time. So creating urgency is definitely a good approach for every guest that needs to make a decision quickly. So an example would be, there are a limited number of rooms left. Let's go ahead and reserve this for you. And again, what is the last name to get the reservation started? So the booking page, you will enter in all of the guests' information, their name, their phone number, their email, their billing details. You must enter the guest's email address, and that's why we ask it more directly. What is the email to send out the confirmation to, rather than, do you have an email? If you ask the guest, do you have an email? The guest may just say no. So we definitely need that information. In the rare cases that a guest does not have an email, there will be a no email option, but you cannot use that all the time. You have to get the email address because we need that to send the confirmation details, and that also cuts down on disputes and misunderstandings and cancellations. The guest phone number, the field should only be used for the guest's phone number, and we should never enter a different phone number there. And sometimes our system will send the customer a text message with a verification code, and that's used to confirm their identity. So you will have to enter this code before completing the booking. So I've circled mandatory recap. You must read this verbatim, word for word. It says you must recap the following with the caller to prevent misunderstandings and disputes later. So you will read the hotel, the check-in, check-out dates, number of nights, number of rooms, the total fee charged, including tax and fees, the cancellation policy, and then you must ask the guest, do you agree to the terms and policies as I've just covered? And they have to answer. So before submitting the booking, definitely focus on accuracy for all the reservations, and that will help limit your cancellations and disputes. So especially make sure that the hotel is in the right city and the right state, and that you double check all the spelling for accuracy before you submit it. And again, you see I've highlighted on the right-hand side, even though you are verbally recapping the information, you still want to double check that you have accurately entered in all of the information correctly. So make sure that the name on the reservation, address, email, phone, check-in dates, name of hotel, price with tax and fees included, and the cancellation is correct, and then submit booking. So this is a scenario that does not come up often, but I did want to make you aware of it. If it does come up, if a room sells out before you are able to complete the booking, it will say, we are sorry, but the requested room type has just sold out, and you will need to tell the guest that the room is sold out and find them another available room. If you're not able to find them a room within that same hotel, you may need to search a nearby property. So here you see the call disposition. On the next slide, you'll see the drop-down options for the call disposition. So all calls need to be logged so that we know what happens on that call. If the call volume is high and the next call comes in quickly before the disposition is completed, just continue on with the next caller. The review on the right-hand side, you'll see the guest review. If at the end of the call you felt like you did a great job and you helped that guest, or the guest actually told you that you did a great job helping them, then you can click to send them out a review. These reviews help our company rating, and of course they help you as an agent. And here is the drop-down for the call disposition. So here are some options that you can choose from so that you can log your call and we know what happened on that particular call. Here's a list of some passive statements that you should avoid. Do you want me to book this? Would you like me to go ahead and secure the room? Are you interested in that? Is that a good price for you? Is that okay? Is that good? How does that sound? You want to use more direct words, so I'll give you a few examples. Tell me, what city and state are you booking? Let me go ahead and check the inventory for you. I can do that. I can find you a pet-friendly hotel today. I do have availability for those dates. What is the best email to send out the confirmation? And one moment, please. So about the one moment, please, instead of talking through your search process, when you are searching for hotels and amenities, just be mindful that the guest doesn't need to hear you search. So let them know, one moment, please, while I check those dates, or one moment, please, while my system updates. If it does seem to be taking you a few minutes longer to search rather than have silence, just check back in with the guest from time to time. Let them know, I'm still here, I'm checking the inventory. Thank you for your patience. One more moment, please. So these are ways to gain call control. Simplicity. Provide the hotel options one at a time. You don't want to list them or it can become overwhelming. You'll briefly state the amenities when you're asked. If a guest asks you about a specific amenity, then you'll just briefly answer the question and answer if the hotel has that amenity. You can build value by mentioning a few amenities, 3 at most. So for instance, I have the Holiday Inn. It's a 4-star rating. It does have free breakfast and it is pet friendly. So you wouldn't just read off all the amenities that are in the room. Avoid talking through searching the database. We covered that, and that's a very important part of maintaining call control. And always ask a question. That definitely helps you gain control of your call. Actively listening. So you want to actively listen to your guests. They do get frustrated when they have to repeat themselves and repeat the same information over again. So do your best to listen to what the guest is saying the first time and ask them to spell out cities that you may be unfamiliar with. Acknowledge the guest's questions. You can always paraphrase back to the guest. For instance, so you are looking for a pet-friendly hotel for check-in today. So you've just repeated back what the guest told you. Ask only a few questions, and those questions are meant to better understand. Urgency. So you'll always want to create value and urgency on every call. You can create urgency with the words that you use. Otherwise, you're just giving prices to a guest who may be shopping around for rates. So without creating that urgency to book now, book today, a guest will not be compelled to book with you. So they will say things like, thank you, I'll check around, and they'll want to hang up. So it's very important to use your urgency statements. And here are a couple that you can use. There are a limited number of rooms available today. What can I book for you today? Because of the holiday or event, by reserving the rate now, you're locking in that price today. So those are some examples that you can use. So these are some of the rebuttals that you may use. I've highlighted refer to the FAQ page on the platform for answers to commonly asked questions. You always want to check the platform FAQs first to see if your question has been answered before reaching out. On the FAQ page, you will find more details about groups and weddings and pay now and guests wanting to pay with cash. So if your question is not listed, then go ahead, reach out to us, and we'll be happy to supply the answer for you. These are some of the questions I do get asked, so I have included them. Are you the hotel? Who are you? You will get asked this question every day. So keep in mind it's just a question, and your answers should be simple. This is Reservations. We book for this hotel as well as many other brands. What city and state are you booking today? So you notice I asked a follow-up question. So again, this is Reservations. We book for this hotel as well as many other brands. What city and state are you booking? Or if the information did populate for you, you can reference that. I see you are booking the Marriott in Chicago for June 5th. How many guests will be staying? So you can follow up with the question after you explain that we are Reservations. Why can't I find a hotel that I entered? This question is for you as an agent and not for the guest. So there may be times your guest will ask you for a specific hotel property and you search and you search and you just can't find it. This would be one of the reasons why. So we may not have availability for that particular hotel within our system, or the hotel just might not be partnered with us. So offer the guest another hotel option. Can a guest use or redeem rewards points? And rewards points meaning Wyndham, Hilton Honors, Marriott. Guests will earn points if they do have a rewards account with the hotel, but the guests cannot use their rewards points to book a free night at the hotel with us. So rewards members who do want to use their free room, their free night, they would have to call the hotel directly to do so. So now we will listen to a call from one of our agents. Although it's a short call, it does show the sales process. And here are some things to listen for. You'll hear that the hotel did populate. You'll also hear discovery questions. What city and state are you booking? When were you looking to check in? How many beds? You'll hear an urgency statement. I only have 4 rooms left. And a closing statement. What is the last name?
This is Doris. Who do I have the pleasure of speaking with?
Hi, my name is Nora. I'm wondering, how far are you from I-95 North?
Nora, what city and state are you looking to book your room?
I'm looking to book in Florence, South Carolina.
Okay, you were looking at the La Quinta?
La Quinta Inn and Suites in Florence, yes.
Okay, they're showing at exit 164 on I-95.
Do you know how far that is from there?
0.3 of a mile.
Okay, that's perfect. If
When were you
have
looking to check in?
Tonight,
Okay.
and we have 13 dogs also.
I'm sorry, what? How many pets?
One 13-pound dog.
Oh, okay, 13 pound. I thought you said you had 13 small dogs. I was like, what?
Okay. No. We're not that crazy.
Okay, so there is no charge for the pet, up to 3 pets per room. And let me see what we've got still available here. And how many beds were you looking for, 1 or 2?
Just 1, for my husband and myself.
Okay, all right. So I do have about 4 rooms left. I have a single king, and then I have a couple of double queens. Let me grab the king here. And I am showing total rate for tonight, checking out tomorrow. For the king, it's only $124.84. And Nora, what's the last name?
So the next call that we'll listen to is an example of the price being too high for the guest. So some things to listen for. You'll hear that the agent asked the price range that the guest wanted to stay in. The agent also found not 1, but 2 hotel options. And also the guest used the words, "Let me see what I can find for you," rather than asking, "Do you want me to look for another hotel?" So it was a more direct approach. And then I just want to include a sales tip. I did hear the word cheaper, and I would definitely recommend that you avoid using words like cheaper or expensive. A better option would always be your savings. So your savings today would be.
I want to see what. Good, thank you. I want to see what you have available. Comfort Inn Suites in Cullman, Alabama. Cullman.
Yeah, absolutely. When were we looking at checking in?
As in about less than an hour.
Oh, okay, not a problem. Were we needing a room with 1 bed or 2 beds?
1 king.
Okay, not a problem. Let's see here. Okay, so I do have a king, 1 queen, a 1 king bed efficiency suite. I could get you in there with taxes and fees for the night for only $146.96.
Wow. Okay. So do you take an AARP at all or not? I didn't really want to spend that much money.
Oh yeah, not a problem. Let me see what I can get you a little cheaper here.
Okay.
If you don't mind having a room with 2 queens, I do have an availability with 2 queens. It is a 2-queen suite with taxes and fees. I can get you in there for $132.12 as opposed to that $146.96, so a little cheaper there.
Yeah. Okay. The website said $106 for a king. So
that it. So I am getting you locked into that two queen bedroom for a nightly rate of $100, and with taxes and fees, that's what brings you to the $132.12.
Okay. So they said 2 queens with taxes $132. I know. Okay. I don't think we want to spend that much, so I guess I better look around a little bit.
Not a problem. Was there a price range we were wanting to stay around in that area?
Well, yeah, closer to 100, not going over a whole lot.
Yeah, let me see what I can find you real quick.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you.
Yeah. So, okay, let's see what I can find you here.
Okay. Because we're not going to be in there very long. We're going to be in there about 12 hours.
Oh, okay, not a problem.
King at Best Western. Okay, sure, that's fine. That's
Okay, perfect. What would be the name that we'd want on that?
So this next call is an example of an assumptive sale. So some things that you can listen for. It is a very short, straightforward call. The greeting is on point. It's very direct. The agent states the price in a matter-of-fact tone, and the agent assumes the sale, goes straight into the closing statement, and asks for the reservation name.
Thank you for calling reservations. This is Valerie. What can I book for you today?
Hey, Valerie, I'm looking at scheduling for Memorial Day weekend in Indianapolis.
Okay, at the Hilton Garden Inn?
Uh-huh.
Okay, and what day would you be checking in?
It would be on the 29th of May,
Okay.
checking out on the 31st.
All right, and how many people in your party?
2.
Okay. Are you looking for one bed or two beds?
2 if you, or like 1 if you've got a king, or...
Okay, I do have one with one king, and then I've got another room with 2 queens, and they're actually the same price. So let me just get that pulled up for you. Total for 2 nights after tax, you're looking at $479.02. And what would be the first name on that reservation?
So here are the sales targets. In order to achieve any goal, you must know what the goal is. So I recommend that you write down your sales goals every day, and then you'll know where you want to be as far as your commission. So to stay active on the platform, this is the sales metric that you'll be expected to meet or exceed. It takes time, it takes practice, so every day focus on improving your numbers. Your conversion should be greater than 20%, your prepaid bookings 75% or higher, and the revenue per call at $10 or more. I want to thank you for joining me for sales training. For any of my new agents that are listening to the sales training today, this is what you can expect. These are your next steps. So after all the agreements are signed and countersigned, you'll receive an email with your login information. It may take up to a few days to complete this. And remember, training is ongoing. After you've taken about 20 calls, you can schedule a 15-minute coaching with me. We can go over your calls and I can give you some feedback. I do review calls daily, so you may receive an email from me requesting that you set up a time with me for coaching. So please check your emails and respond. I want to wish you all much success on the platform. I'm sure I'll be meeting with each of you in the coming weeks. And thank you again for joining me today for sales training.